Good evening. It's back again in the garage. Tonight we're going to do the rear axle, the Dedion tube. Just means bolting some bits to it, brake hoses, brake lines, a few other bits and pieces, and then getting it in the car. There's some other rear suspension components to go with it, and the dampers, I believe, block off access to the roll cage mounts. So the roll cage installation comes quite late in the manual, but I believe the done thing is to fit the roll cage pretty much at this point. It will mean getting access to the interior is a little bit obstructed, but it's doable. So I don't know how far we'll get tonight, but it might be just build up that beam and then get the cage on. If that is a one-man job, it might be something I would benefit from a second pair of hands with, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. So I'll report back once I've made a bit of progress. Okay, so first point of note, the manual calls for drilling some holes in for riveting little P-clips on to hold the brake line in place. But helpfully this one has already been drilled somewhere, I promise. Yeah, you can see there where somebody at Caterham has nicely drilled that for me and skips the drill down the side of the tube. So that saves me a job, so I'll just get to, I guess there's no reason not to just get this P-clipped on right away. So yeah, I'll go do that now. I stand corrected on their holes. They are pre-drilled, but they were just pilot holes. So I've just needed to ream them out with the proper size drill bit. So I'll give them a quick spray with spray paint just to protect that exposed material, and then we'll continue the job. I bought this a while ago when I had a bit of a hard on for Ultimas and potentially building an Ultima, but I could never get past the lead time for a kit. Even though if I'd have ordered one, when I first got into them, I would have probably finished a build by now. But you know how it goes. And on an Ultima build, you spend like the first 50 hours or something just riveting body panels on, which the Caterham does for you. So I am grateful that there's a handful of rivets I get to do on this car because it justifies the purchase. Not really, but I have used it a few times on the Lotus as well. They are pretty good. So this is a good laugh. All the brake hoses are done. This is going to go towards the front of the car where the master cylinder is. Yeah, so all the rivets are on. I've squirted some corrosion protection stuff inside the tube and wherever else is any exposed steel. So now it's just a case of wiggling it through here, which as usual is, just more difficult than it looks. So yeah, a couple more minutes, I'm sure I'll have it in and then report back. Okay, we're in. So the beam is now just sat there on the foam, nice and safe. And the manual next steps would be for the dampers to connect here up to in here. And this is the part where I could do with the cage on. I've attached the brake hose. It's got the IVA compliant fuel hose around it to protect it. Brake line's all connected, as you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna go scout out this roll cage now and see what's what. I'm gonna dug the cage out. It seems pretty straightforward. So there are some little collars to go in here and then bolt in from underneath. Some will slide in there, and then in the front, the reason why these interior panels are not riveted on yet is because the front brackets need to slip inside of there. So it's not too heavy, shouldn't be too difficult to hoof into place. I'm assuming the boot lid's needed, so that needs to stay on. The weather gear thing, can that come off? If it can come off, I guess it can come off after the fact, but we'll leave it where it is for now. So yeah, I'll hopefully report back in a couple of minutes. Cage is in. It's not bolted in yet, but it wasn't too bad to do it with just one pair of hands. Just make sure you thread it on the inside of the body panel down there. Same the other side. So I've masked a few bits and pieces off to stop taking chunks out of the bodywork, but yeah, it's looking a bit like a race car now. Look at that. Like that. Bolts now. So there we have it. Cage is on. Starting to look a little bit more like a race car. Got the side impact protection bar on as well on the driver's side. I don't think that was needed for anything, but I didn't really want to torque up the cage because it shares a fix in there until it was all in place. So I don't think it'll get in the way of anything, to be honest. So happy days. So I'll call it a night for tonight. We'll get the rest of the rear suspension built up tomorrow, and then yeah, see what's next. Yeah, happy with that. Looking good.